So we've got Vincent and Josh, our trainee intern as well. They work on both home and away match days. They've got the laborious task, should we call them, the essential task of setting up the equipment. At home matches, I'll talk about home match, I suppose, as the generic one. We set up a wide angle camera that covers our whole pitch. So that's great for sort of tactical, for team shape, etc. We also, the club were, I suppose we were lucky enough that the club granted us permission to develop a TV studio this last, or sort of across last summer, in which is specifically designed with performance analysis in mind. All the camera angles, the setup, the delivery of the video feeds is all designed purely around performance analysis. So it's like having your own mini Sky TV studio just for analysis. Now, we then, on top of that, implemented HD feeds right throughout the stadium to various points for various members of staff. And Vinny will set sort of the laptops we've got up capturing, and a couple of desktops inside capturing. The various angles, the various feeds, all that information gets taken in throughout a match. So that's sort of the setup of the equipment, I suppose. So that'll be his first duty when he gets there. Then it's into sort of game mode in terms of any sort of conversations between the manager and himself prior to presentation, in terms of just reiterating what the key points are, to make sure that the delivery of the key points is the key thing. It's not about what's on the screen, it's all about how they're delivered, and make sure the right points are put across, because realistically it's the manager's final chance to get any information into the players. Now, we look at it that on a Saturday the information should be in there, and it should be just about bringing it out. Our mindset is that all the work's done during the week, so a game day is very much player orientated, ensuring that they're best prepared, hydrated, physically ready, and then just jog their mind with a few keywords, a few key pointers before they head out on the pitch. So Vinny's role prior to the match is relatively quiet because his work's done throughout the week. But then when it comes to during the match, we've got strong radio link-ups with the coaching staff. So the usual conversations will go on about team shape, about tactics, gaps to exploit, set pieces, who's picking up who, were there any blocks going on, where sort of the weaknesses are, might be in their defending set pieces, for instance. So all the generic conversations. And again, Vinny's got that trust and respect from the coaching staff that what he says not necessarily goes, but they understand that if he's saying it for a reason. Sometimes they might want to look back at videos at halftime. That's generally just kept amongst the staff in general, not always, depending on the scenario. But again, it's all about the culture that's been created. Is the fact that players, I was always sort of, I suppose, my mindset always used to be that video is a great tool to stop any debate. At halftime, you can sort of show something that the coach that helps aid the coach's point, and it will help them develop for the second half. It will help them take on board that information, switch off from actually who was at fault or what was supposed to be done, and they've seen the video. Now, I've sort of developed my understanding a bit more and learned a bit more on this front as well from research articles and from coaches and human beings themselves and players themselves, is that the amount of information that a player can take on when they've come in, when the adrenaline's pumping, when they're getting their massages, getting their strappings done, it's minimal to none. So you've got to make sure that the delivery is perfect, and the best way is to not try and split a player's attention. This is for us, to split a player's attention between a manager and a coach and what's on the screen and what the sound is coming from the audio. It's just having the manager delivering those one or two keywords to those one or two individuals that he wants to affect for the second half. So there's not a lot of video shown back to the players at halftime, if any. That's dependent again on the scenario. It's more a conversation between the coaches and Vincent as to where we're going to go for the second half, any changes that we're going to make, and sort of what are the key points that we need to reiterate, or the manager needs to reiterate before the players go out again.